Here we have a new 2023 Toyota Highlander. This one comes in the L trim level. The beautiful windshield pearl is going to be the paint color, and then we have graphite cloth interior. And our powertrain consists of that new 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps. And even with this being the L, which is the base trim level, still really good look here. And I love how we have the gloss black grille, and we kind of have that aluminum, that brushed silver there. And even the hood looks cool. It has that little scoop right there. Now these are going to be your 18-inch aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front 2 doors, and then this one comes with a roof rack as well. Love that we get the one-touch automatic up and down windows for all 4 doors. Power door lock controls here, rear window lock, and we also have our power mirror controls, and we can control that depending on what side we're on. Cup holder there, automatic high beams and auto stop. We can cut that there. Gonna open the gas cap, and then we do get a power driver's seat, which is nice. Now I have the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size, and we're gonna sit in this second row and see what the leg room is like. So very nice. Knees are not touching the back of the seat at all. I'm 6'3", like I said, it's adjust for someone of my size and plenty of space. Like we have seat pockets on both sides, and we also still get the rear AC controls with this L model. And we have 2 USB-C charge ports down there too. And then that center seat in the middle folds down, cup holders there. And we have our vents here. Dome lights there. I like that we can hang our hangers there. But let me show you how the seat folds down before we make our way to the 3rd row. And for the 2nd row seat, you can actually just pull that and it'll push up, or you can pull this and it'll push up. But when you hit that lever, number 1 down there, what you can actually do is, if you just want the storage, hit 2, and then the seat just folds flat. And that's just really, really cool if you're just wanting to not necessarily get somebody in the 3rd row, but fold this flat so you can run longer objects up to the front. Just really good job there. And gas cap here. Making our way back to the back here. Just really love how they did this windshield pearl on this Highlander. It looks absolutely stunning. Now with it being an L, we do get a manual lift gate. But I love how these seats fold too. No space in between the 3rd row and the 2nd row, but it's still the way that the seat folds down. You're not having to worry about the headrest hang up there, and you got to scoot that seat up and then move this one. And then it's also just really adjustable. You can have it as far back as there or as far up as there. So really, really like how they made this seat here. And honestly, I'd probably just use that 3rd row unless I had 4 kids, or that 2nd row unless I had 4 kids, and then just keep this flat all the time for all my stuff. And then, oh, this is cool. So storage pocket in here, and you can just hide your stuff in here. But what's really cool is if you just want to have stuff in the trunk without having to slide all over the place, you have that area as well. And then as we look underneath the vehicle, there's our spare there. There's the exhaust there. But very, very impressed by this so far for this price point. So of course, pretty good crash test ratings. With a front wheel drive 4-cylinder, you're supposed to get 29 miles per gallon highway. That's pretty impressive for this kind of SUV with a 5,000 pound tow capacity. And then we just have a few options here. Now with that windshield pearl, you do have to pay an extra $358, but not too bad, honestly. Some manufacturers will charge you who knows what just to get pearl white paint. And then we have a 4-way manual passenger seat here. Lockable glove compartment. Not the biggest size, but I said this in my other Highlander review. Love having this pocket. It really makes up for the smaller glove compartment. But let's go ahead and take a look underneath the hood before we hop in the driver's seat. And there's that new 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. And now we're gonna go ahead and hop inside. Now we do get that hard plastic kind of vinyl steering wheel here, but still feels really nice, especially with the 3-spoke design. Now over here, the radio screen, we have AM, FM, XM radio, along with Bluetooth audio, and then we have wireless Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto compatibility. You can of course get a navigation subscription if you ever need that, but the wireless CarPlay and wired Android Auto should be enough for most. But here are a few, if you want to pause anywhere, other settings we have. Wi-Fi hotspot we can set up. We have apps as well. There's our backup camera there. Now it's crazy that I just got behind the wheel of a Highlander Limited, and this one, as I turn the steering wheel and the L, the guidelines don't show up, and it's not an HD camera. But the Limited, just really nice guidelines and a really, really clear picture for that backup camera. But I do like that the volume knob is over here as opposed to on that bigger screen. It's all the way over there. I'm like, why? But anyways, we have dual zone automatic climate controls here, and then we can set our rear by doing that, then turn it off, and then we can sync the rear and the passenger. Just really, once you get used to it, it's really nice how you have your 4 options here and you can kind of change what's going on. Fan speed, direction, temperature for the back, and then you have your big knobs for the driver and front passenger side. And then we can actually decide whether we want the flow to just go to the front or if we want to cut those rear vents on in the back. Hazards there. Love this space here that you have, and then you still have more storage here if you want to put your phone here and then use one of these USB chargers to charge it. And we get a USB-A and then 2 USB-Cs along with a 12-volt. And then for the 8-speed, you just hit this lever, reverse, neutral drive, manually shift here, cup holders here. We have a snow mode, traction control, automatic brake hold, electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, and then hit the brake, press down to disengage. 3 drive modes, eco, normal, sport. And then really like the center console cubby space here. So we have a removable tray that we can actually slide back and forth, and then a really deep pocket in there. So storage is on point there. Sunglasses holder here. And we can also just watch the kids there. And then dome lights are here. We can set the lights, SOS. There's a view of the back seat from up here. Now back to the steering wheel, we can use these 4 arrows and this OK button to go through the center part of the gauge cluster here. We have a back button too, by the way. And then we can kind of toggle through stuff depending on what we want to see or what we want to use. And then a Bluetooth button here, volume controls here, voice recognition there. And then over here we have our mode, so we can go between whether we have Apple Music, Amazon Music, FM, AM, whatever. It'll show you all on here. And then we can go through whether it's a track list or whether it's a radio preset. We can use those arrows here to go through them. And then of course with our standard safety sets 2.5, radar cruise control, lane tracing, we can adjust the gap for that cruise control, and then we can actually hold this and go between regular cruise and then turn it off, cut it back on, and put on the radar cruise, which it goes to standard. Automatic headlamps here, and then you can turn that on for auto high beams, and then for regular high beams, make sure the lights are on, turn on there, flash there. And then to the right side, we have our windshield wipers, intermittent low high. One time we can adjust our intermittent here, and then we have our rear wiper to just intermittent or on, and then we can pull that back for rear wiper fluid and push this up for front wiper fluid. Push button start. Finally, here is our key fob.